Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland's new film Warfare has just been released in theatres by A24, and the new war film starring Will Poulter, Kit Connor and Cosmo Jarvis is one of the very best of this year. It recounts Mendoza's true experience in 2006 when his Navy SEALs team was deployed on a mission in an Al-Qaeda dominated area of Iraq. What was meant to be a reconnaissance operation escalated into a fierce battle for survival. It strives to provide the most authentic portrayal of combat to date, with the story unfolding in real time and there not being a musical score to enhance the storytelling. So in this explained analysis, I'm going to be giving you my breakdown of Warfare, discussing what we know about the true story, the full plot details, the ending, and much more. There will be spoilers from the film in this video, so if you haven't watched it yet, then I would recommend checking it out before watching my analysis. Before I get into it though, if you want to see more on upcoming releases like A24's Warfare, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating and subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into my explained video for Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland's Warfare. So Warfare stands out as one of the most remarkable ensemble war films in recent years, telling a character-driven story rooted in true events. Director Alex Garland, known for his work like Civil War, Ex Machina and Annihilation, collaborated with co-director Ray Mendoza, a former Navy SEAL and military consultant who's worked on many Hollywood projects including Garland's Civil War. The combination of Garland's directorial skill and Mendoza's military insight creates an exhilarating experience, with A24's Warfare being really immersive and intense. For over a decade, Mendoza has lent his military expertise to enhance filmmaking, but this marks the first time he has directed and also co-wrote the screenplay alongside Garland. The film shows the real operation that took place in November of 2006 in the Al-Qaeda dominated region of Ramadi province in Iraq. A team of American Navy SEALs was assigned to monitor a residential area to ensure safe passage for ground troops the following day. What they didn't know was that the apartment they were in was adjacent to insurgents, leading to an Al-Qaeda attack. A grenade was thrown through a sniper hole, injuring SEAL Elliot Miller, played by Cosmo Jarvis in the film. As his comrades attempted to rescue him and another injured SEAL using a convoy, an IED detonated, leaving Miller with critical injuries. Although he survived, Miller had no recollection of the mission, and over the years, he reached out to his fellow service members seeking details. So in a response to this, Mendoza chose to recreate Warfare to help reconstruct the missing pieces of his friend's memory. And this is why the tagline of the film is "Everything is based on memory." Garland then envisioned a film and documented Mendoza's memories of the operation, and they collaborated to interview ex-members of the Navy SEAL team. Elliot Miller even made an appearance on set, which is featured in the movie's end credits. Their goal was to accurately portray the sequence of events as they unfolded in real time, avoiding the creation of fictional characters or exaggerating details for dramatic purposes. Filming took place at a World War II airfield in the UK, and the film's cast was even trained at a boot camp for more authentic portrayals. During the filming, actors were required to don approximately 50 pounds of tactical equipment, transport one another for 2 miles on stretchers, and become proficient in radio communication, weapon handling, and military jargon. So essentially, they pulled no punches when it came to a dedication to realism. When questioned about the lack of translation of military language, Mendoza emphasized that the film was a tribute to Miller, and he aimed to preserve the dialogue as his fellow soldiers recalled it. It was a unique take on a war film because its primary purpose wasn't to educate the audience, but rather recreate a memory so that his friend could be at peace with what happened. Joe Hildebrand, a Navy SEAL who was wounded during the failed operation and played by Joseph Quinn in the film, shared that after years of thinking about that day, creating the film was a healing experience for him. And Mendoza also expressed that he hopes that lawmakers will see this film and truly realise the implications of deploying troops into warfare. Warfare's true story isn't widely recognised, centering on uncelebrated heroes and a genuine gritty experience, setting it apart in its genre. And given the insights shared leading up to the film's release, it's reasonable to believe that Mendoza aimed to portray the story as faithfully as possible to his team's recollection. So it's hard to dispute the detailed first-hand experience here, meaning that what you see in the film is the full true story. If you've watched Civil War or any of Garland's other work, you'll know that he prioritizes authenticity in his action scenes, and with Mendoza contributing to the stunt choreography and story details, Warfare elevates the experience of a Garland picture. This isn't just another war film shaped by a writer's imagination, it's a genuine portrayal of conflict. So with outlining what we know about the true story and that this experience is fully realised from memory, what are the other details surrounding the plot and the ending of the film? Well, amidst the chaos of the battlefield and the cries of wounded soldiers, there exists a singular moment of joy at the film's outset. In the opening scene, troops come together, laughing and dancing to Eric Pryde's Call on Me, which showcases young women engaging in suggestive aerobics. In reality, the soldiers would view this video prior to each mission, turning it into a running gag. At one moment in the beginning, while they are on the way to the apartment where most of the film takes place, one soldier playfully thrusts towards another, causing everyone to laugh. It's a moment where they are trying to bring a bit of light to a dire situation, and it displays the bonds that they have on the battlefield. A bit like Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk, we don't know much about their personal lives, and the characters are built through this situation of survival. So having a moment like this to open the film really does help put you in their shoes and care about each of them going forward. After they secure the apartment, much of Warfare then unfolds on a single block within the insurgent-held area of Iraq during the final stages of the prolonged Battle of Ramadi. When a grenade compels the American troops to retreat, an IED subsequently obliterates their convoy, which arrives shortly after. Tragically, the two Iraqi soldiers accompanying the Americans lose their lives in that explosion, while Elliot and Sam sustain serious injuries. They take refuge in the house, enduring the attack until reinforcements arrive, allowing the other SEALs to provide critical stabilization for both men. In the opening half of Warfare, the team is under the command of Will Poulter's Eric, the officer in charge. He is depicted as a competent leader in the early parts of the film, stepping up when they face enemy fire. However, Eric is also affected by the IED explosion. While his injuries aren't as bad as the others, it's evident that the blast has disoriented him, leaving him unable to maintain his leadership role. This brings us to the ending of the film, where much of Warfare has built around the fates of Elliot and Sam. Despite their serious injuries, Sam stays alert and is able to talk to his team, while Elliot is largely unresponsive and only wakes up after most of the fight. Thankfully, more troops arrive, led by Officer Jake, and with the subsequent evacuation, the SEALs successfully get both men to safety. Jake steps onto the scene and Eric hands over control to him, facilitating their escape from the block. The moment is powerful, with Will Poulter's character acknowledging his own fragility in leadership and permitting his colleague to take control during a perilous moment. This also allows Eric to spend a bit of time with the distressed civilian family who live there, providing an opportunity for them to confront the soldiers for involving their family in all the turmoil. It shows how all of them are in danger and struggling, and that there's no easy way out of this situation. But after the troops manage to escape via another convoy that comes, the film wraps up with a montage showcasing the real men behind the mission. It highlights how both Sam and Elliot got through their injuries, but that they still bear lasting scars. While most soldiers received new names, only platoon communicator Ray Mendoza and corpsman and lead sniper Elliot Miller retains their full names in the script. Elliot now depends on a wheelchair and an AAC device for communication. The other SEALs' outcomes are not detailed, but Mendoza mentions that he keeps in touch and maintains a positive relationship with the rest of the platoon. You may notice that the film's conclusion is quite abrupt, but in ending it this way, it mirrors the nature of the conflict itself. It started with an unexpected grenade, and it concludes quite suddenly, not being celebrated at all. The conflict is not characterized by a grand duel, nor does it dramatize the events, and the film aims to provide a genuine representation of the sights and sounds of true combat. Warfare refrains from making explicit political statements about war. Instead, it focuses on depicting a real-life event with as much accuracy as possible. The film's essence lies in showcasing the humanity of the soldiers embroiled in their combat. This can be reflected in Eric's moments of uncertainty and Sam's desperate cries for more morphine, driven by fear and pain. It also captures mistakes made in horrible situations, like the misuse of morphine, or even instances of shock, empathy, and courage as well. So in conclusion, the film portrays the Navy SEALs not as glorified heroes, but as ordinary men thrust into a terrible circumstance. The poignant glimpses into their lives form the heart of the narrative, reminding us that beneath every soldier is a human being. But that was my breakdown and analysis for Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza's Warfare. Overall, I thought A24's new film was the best I've seen this year so far, and Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza should take a lot of credit for what they've made. Mendoza infuses the narrative with not just his military expertise, but also a profound sense of humanity. While we've seen some remarkable war films in the past, the authentic portrayal in Warfare does stand out, as its realistic stunts and dialogue foster a deeper connection to the characters in this real-life situation. The film offers a more intense experience, particularly in theatres, vividly depicting the brutal and terrifying realities of war. For me, it's the first cinematic masterpiece of this year, and I think it's up there with Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk being one of the very best tales about survival in recent time. I can't wait to see what both Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza do next, because this was a big win for me, and it surprises me how quickly they can work on multiple projects and pull them off in such high quality. But I do hope this breakdown did help some of you guys understand the film a bit better, the true story, and the main details, and overall, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it, so don't forget to let me know down below in the comments section. For more videos on upcoming film releases like Warfare, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, rating, and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.